has increased in the area over the past few months. This quake is the sharpest yet. And a big story. One day after a report implicating Tom Brady in Deflategate, the quarterback made his first public appearance at a college north of Boston. The report says Brady was probably generally aware of inappropriate activities involving the air in footballs. Brady told the crowd he doesn't have a reaction and hasn't had time to fully digest the report. Some people, Sam and Jen, criticizing him and saying that a good punishment would be if he played a season with the Jets as a quarterback.
That's kind of dirty, A-Rod.
You didn't hear it from me.
She's just the messenger.
I'm just the messenger.
Well, you know,
I'm a Pats fan.
It's a huge topic of conversation.
It is.
I mean, people just felt like they wanted a little bit more out of that. And, you know, I don't know. The answer that stuck wrong with me was, I've only had 30 hours to think about it. Well, I mean, honestly, you had a long time to think about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this was since the Super Bowl and before.
I'm not going to make any New England fans upset, so I'm going to leave that alone. And, you know, we're going to go to social time. A-Rod, thank you for that. We have some photos coming in out of Texas. Look at the flooding there. Cars underwater there. This is an area that is actually Harris, isn't that? Yeah, Harrison County.
Harrison County and right near Marshall,
Texas. 5 to 7 inches, so that front stalled out there.
That is, and look at that. When you see water almost up to the windshield right there, or up to the windshield, that's a tough one.
And another 3 inches possible as we go through Saturday. And then, look at this. Snow.
Look at
What are you doing to us, winter?
That's absolutely California, Nevada there. Nevada, I know. That's gorgeous.
Either or. Lawyer. We'll be right back.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Nexium 24 Hour. It's the purple pill, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
When it comes to good nutrition, I'm no expert. That would be my daughter.
Hi, Dad.
She's a dietitian. And back when I wasn't eating right, she got me drinking Boost. It's got a great taste, and it helps give me the nutrition I was missing, helping me stay more like me.
Boost Complete Nutritional Drink has 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D to support strong bones, and 10 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, all with a delicious taste.
Grandpa!
Stay strong, stay active with Boost.
Hey, Hunter, need some pointers?
Just around the house.
Yeah, should do it then.
I love this free store pickup.
Yeah, it's also great when you're on tour. Just order online, we'll have it waiting for you the same day. You know, I bet there's an Ace within a golf swing of just about anywhere.
Really?
Oh, you don't need to...
New mailboxes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Drive safely, Hunter.
Thanks again, Mike.
The 306 horsepower Lexus GS. Experience the next level of performance, and there's no going back. Lease the 2015 GS 350F Sport with terms. See your Lexus dealer.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, You may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-0312 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
There's simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-0312 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
And welcome back to AMHQ, 42 minutes past the hour. We have to talk about the severe weather threat setting up for today as well as through the weekend. Showing you right now some of the Toricons out there for today. Dallas, we're going to be looking at a 4, but those Toricons, they're going to be going up as we head into the weekend. Let's go over here and break down the forecast. For severe weather for this afternoon, we're going to be looking at thunderstorms around for you. It's going to be hot out there. It's going to be humid. Heavy storms starting to pick up, especially as we go later into the day. Keep in mind, we still have a lot of moisture out there too, so we're still looking at problems with some flooding out there. Breaking it down for Dallas tomorrow, you're going to see the Toricon for tomorrow going to 6. And as we show you, damaging hail out there, that large sizable stuff, as well as damaging wind gusts and strong tornadoes are absolutely possible tomorrow. Sam, over to you.
All right, local officials are scrambling to make sure that they're ready for Ana as it continues to churn off the coast. And Jim Cantore is there because I'll tell you, when you get a system that's named, we got to put people on the beach. Jim, we got to watch it. And even though it's preseason, we got to watch it just like it could have potential, because this storm, you're not done with it until it's made landfall.
Sam, we all know you can't take your eyes off Mother Nature. It's because it's when you do, that's when she bites you, and bites hard. Well, it all started last night when I first got on the plane to Wilmington. Me and my producer, Steve Pederak, a lady walked up to me and she said, "Jim, we've already got your ticket home." And to make sure that I got that ticket, Mayor Bill Blair is here to say hello this morning. You and I were talking before we came out here. Yeah. What's happened here in the last few months with your beach renourishment is amazing. In the fact that we didn't really have much beach.
That's right. We had a storm similar to this last year, and we lost a lot of beach. And every 3 years we have a beach renourishment cycle that we pump sand on the beach. It's very expensive, and we do about 2 miles. And if you look over here at the lifeguard stand,
right,
the old beach actually came up just about where that mound of sand is.
So you added what, about 100 yards?
Probably
75?
More, probably 150.
150 yards, and you lost some of it already.
Oh yeah.
So let me get the worst storms for you guys aren't necessarily the big hurricanes. I mean, they hurt.
Yeah.
But these slow moving, sit there, chew away at the beach storms.
That's right.
Like you had last April.
If this storm were to come up and sit on the coast for 3 days, we would lose a significant part of this sand. Really? And it goes quickly. It only takes a couple days. It takes 3 years to get it back on here, and it takes 2 days to significantly erode it. So it's that's what we worry about more than anything, because wind. And
what else is your concern with this, with Ana?
Well, as you see, there are a lot of people out here today.
Right.
It's
a beautiful day.
It's out there. It's sitting coming, but rip currents are bad. This storm gets a little bit closer, the rip currents get worse. So we have Ocean Rescue on everybody's out here ready and prepared for people that might want to get into the water today. I see we have some kite surfers out, and it looks like almost a normal day out here, but it's the conditions will get worse and it'll get dangerous.
Well, let's show everybody just how windy it is, because sometimes you can't really tell.
That's right, from Wrightsville Beach.
The Wrightsville Beach flag right here.
Yeah.
Take the other end of it there. Beautiful flag.
This
showing you you, it is definitely windy.
That's exactly
So this is the beginning of your summer season. Hopefully I won't be back, sir.
It is. And
thank you for talking to us.
Hope it's nice when you come back.
Well, yeah, exactly. Usually, though, it's September and August. It's not that way. Let's find out here what the impacts are going to be along the beach, Sam. Let's go back to you and Michael in the studio.
Yeah, let's take a look at it, Jim. All right, Jim, I know you're going to be busy for the weekend. I know it's great to have you there because this storm, again, we've talked about how important it is to watch them early in the season. It gets people talking. But, Michael, I think more importantly, it gets people thinking about their hurricane preparedness, and I like that.
Yeah, this, at the end of the day, may not be a bad thing if there aren't the big impacts from this system, because it gets you in the mindset of like, hey, it's hurricane season almost.
For real.
For real, right. So, like, if you don't know your evacuation zone, if you don't know whether or not you live in a storm zone, if you don't know where you're going if you're threatened by a hurricane, this is the good time to start thinking about those things.
All right, absolutely. Now, new data on this. We know there have been hurricane hunters in there. They've been flying this storm. Everybody's paying attention to it. So let's talk about the variables here.
Well, the plane took off, Sam, around 5 o'clock our time, Eastern time, and they've made a few what we call passes through the center of this thing. Little interesting what I'm finding today versus yesterday, and I want to show you some of the information, the data that we actually get from the storm. Or from the plane, rather. What they're doing is they're estimating the winds at the surface of the ocean. So anything that you see that's above the blue bar here is tropical storm force winds. And we found a few of those readings. Nothing terribly strong. Looks like about a 45, 42, 44, 45 mile per hour wind, which is pretty much what the Hurricane Center is going with for right now. The difference between yesterday and today, though, is those winds are on the eastern side of the system versus the west side of the system. So those impacts are a little farther away from the coast right now, but this is a subtropical thing that could easily move around to the other side.
All right, we'll continue to watch. It hasn't made that convection circle yet.
How about over there?
What does it mean to have an unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz? What does it mean to drive as far as you want for up to 3 years and be covered? It means your odometer is there to record the memories. During the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event now through June 1st, you'll get complimentary prepaid maintenance and receive your first 2 months payments on us, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We had kids still into school.
And it just hit us.
This was it.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. It was a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And when you bundle your home and auto insurance through Progressive, you'll save a bundle.
Jamie.
Right.
Make a bad bundle joke, a buck goes in the jar.
I guess that's just how the cookie bundles. Now you're gonna have 2 bundles of joy.
I'm not pregnant.
I'm gonna go.
There you go.
Bundle bee coming. It was worth it.
Saving you a bundle when you bundle. Now that's Progressive.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust, with stain and sealer in one, and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
When you're waiting for summer, every second feels like an eternity. So when it finally arrives, make every second count on a Sea-Doo watercraft. With 14 models to choose from and starting at just $49.99, there's a Sea-Doo that's right for you. At the Countdown to Summer sales event, get up to a 5-year warranty or save up to $1,000. But hurry, this offer ends May 31st. Go to Sea-Doo.com or your local dealer for details.
Think the tree we carved our names in is still here?
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets.
Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
Heartburn.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the...
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-855-305-2053 now.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ. 52 minutes after the hour, and I want to punctuate severe. The entire state of Oklahoma is under the threat for severe weather today. And it comes as communities are cleaning up from tornado damage from earlier in the week. And there's a bigger threat tomorrow. Our Dave Malkoff is there in Bridge Creek right now, where more than 24 homes were destroyed. Morning, Dave. How's it going?
Well, it's been a ghost town all morning, Sam. Nobody could stay here because all of this damage. Look at that, just a sweeping shot of damaged home after damaged home after damaged home. But people are actually arriving now, coming back to sift through their belongings because they had to stay at grandma's house or across the street somewhere that wasn't actually damaged. As you look back here, you can see Josh and Katie Longest home. This is probably the hardest hit in the entire neighborhood. We've been telling you how they rode it out inside the shelter. Take a look at the tornado itself. You can see it spinning there from the K4 chopper that they've got up there. Man, oh man, that is a dangerous one. And there were several areas that were hit by tornado damage. Not as bad as what happened here. The people were inside here. We're talking 5 people, 3 kids, mom and dad inside here. Not only did the tornado trap them in here, but then all the debris came on top. Then there was the water. You see this water down here? The water from the flooding started coming in, and there was natural gas. Not a good time. But Sam, you know what happened? The next door neighbor came and saved them, thankfully. Pulled all the debris off. He's the hero of the neighborhood.
Yeah, and Dave, you make such great points today in your coverage. One of them is make sure that your storm shelter, you look at it very carefully, that it latches from the inside. You might want to secure it with, double O-rings on the outside when you're not in it, but you don't want it to latch from the outside. And the other thing is neighbor to neighbor. Leave the house, make sure you check on your neighbors, make sure you know where their storm shelter is so you can make sure that everybody's safe. Dave Malkoff continuing to do some incredible reporting from Oklahoma. And Jim, sure. I know you're going to do some traveling, so let's talk about this severe that you're headed into over the weekend that we're bringing into the country as we ramp up the day, and we'll get a good update from Greg. But this is Saturday is a no-joke day, and we've been pointing it out all week long.
It's certainly important as a weather network to cover all aspects of weather. This, quite frankly, is pretty neat because here we are on May 8th, and we've already got our first tropical storm watches of the season. It's the earliest I've ever covered a tropical system, but frankly, it is not the most dangerous because what we see coming up in the plains could be significantly more dangerous. We're talking about tornadoes that could stay on the ground for quite some time. I want to bring in Postel a little bit to talk about this. Postel, when we look at the chance for these long track tornadoes, what do we see that's different in the atmosphere than what we saw on Wednesday?
Well, the instability is going to be higher. That means the updrafts and the thunderstorms that form will be stronger and potentially longer lived. And we'll have a lot more stronger wind shear. The upper level dynamics will be more potent. They will help organize the storms. And so when you sort of bring all that together, you've got more powerful thunderstorms and an unstable air mass with a lot of wind shear. That brings you the possibility of tornadoes that can live a long time as well. And I think, well, as you mentioned, long track tornadoes are definitely a possibility. Something maybe we haven't seen much of a lot this year. And let's have a look at the threat that really begins today. Look at this number. We've got torcons of 4 and 5, 40 and 50% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a location across parts of Oklahoma and Texas. But keep in mind, guys, it's not just the tornadoes threat, right? We've got severe thunderstorms with a lot of rain potentially, high winds and hail as well. Of course, lightning is a killer. So this is a really nasty severe weather setup that you've got to pay close attention to. And let's time it out beginning this morning. Watch out for the initiation of thunderstorms along a fairly complex scenario out in the plains where we've got low pressure and a warm front and a dry line, and watch how it all gets together in a couple of hours from now. Boom. I think initially these will be hailers producing hail, maybe large hail, and then the threat for damaging winds and tornadoes kicks in later this afternoon and evening. And then tomorrow, it all goes over again. We've got the same ingredients in play, but we've got a stronger set of upper level winds moving through. Very powerful upper trough over California now will be there tomorrow, helping to support that organized thunderstorm activity where we have torcons of 6 across the region, a 60% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of the point. Guys, you need to stay tuned to the Weather Channel all weekend long. Sam, back to you.
All right.
All right, well, Weather Center Live coming up in just a short while. Jen Carafagno and Maria LaRosa are up after your local on the 8s.
Happy Mother's Day.
Bye, Jen.
Bye, Jen.
Bye. Happy Mother's Day.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Two massive stories we are following this morning. It's been a week of several tornadoes across the central and southern plains, and the severe threat continues today and right through the weekend. We're going to tell you what conditions you can expect tonight, Saturday, and Sunday.
And our first named storm of the Atlantic's tropical season comes early. Subtropical storm Ana threatens the Carolinas. We are going to break down these two stories and give you all you need to know to stay safe today on Weather Center Live.
Hello, everyone. It is Friday, May the 8th. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Maria LaRosa.
All right, lot going on today. We have severe weather again, and we've got a subtropical storm. In case you haven't heard, this one got a name. It's 170 miles off the Carolina coastline, and we are watching it from satellite. We are standing by for the hurricane hunters to send some new data back to us at this hour about it. We'll let you know how fast this thing is moving along, where it's going, and when we might get a landfall.
And you can see on the right-hand side there a live look at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. East Coast braces for the heavy rain, the gusty winds, high surf and rip currents. But you can see now this is also part of Ana's story, where from time to time you're going to get the sun breaks, but it is still going to be rather dangerous out on the waters. We see folks trying to wade into the surf zone area. Recommended, Jen, ankle deep, maybe.
No one more than knee deep for sure. We are looking at that to be the most concerning part of Ana, is how the surf is getting kicked up and the rip current risk that is going to be high. You know, in days and days and days of this thing sitting offshore will take a toll control on the coastline. We'll talk about that as well.
Absolutely, but we're also concerned about the other impacts, which include some of the locally heavy rainfall, even in Myrtle Beach. So watch for that flash flooding ahead of a busy weekend, Mother's Day, but showers and thunderstorms not out of the question, Jen, through at least Sunday.
All right, so here's where we are right now. The winds are at 45 miles per hour. The movement is stationary. It has not moved here. It's described by the National Hurricane Center as meandering. I mean, it's really not moving much at all. And that's going to be a story for it right through the weekend.
And that leads to a couple of things. Like we've been talking about, not really concerned about the beach erosion, but it is long-term effects on the surf zone. So again, max winds right now at 45 miles per hour. And you can see some of the areas impacted from Wrightsville Beach down to Charleston. But as we've been talking, those rip current risks all the way down to Florida.
And we are concerned about that here, especially because it is a weekend, right? It's Mother's Day weekend. A lot of folks might be going to the beaches. So continuing to look at concerns out there. The winds are going to be up too. And, you know, it also warned boaters. Seas are going to be up, maybe up to about 15 plus feet tomorrow once you get offshore. So that's going to be another concern. Let's talk about the rainfall, Maria.
Locally heavy, as we've been talking about, but whenever you have a storm that's offshore and sending in occasional waves of heavy rain, the totals are going to be maybe from an inch or two to maybe locally a little bit more, because again, this is going to be today, tomorrow, even on into Sunday. And as we've been talking about the winds as well, one interesting facet that we'll dig deeper into over the next few days will be the drier air too that's been wrapping in behind it.
It's been a factor in it, not really being anything more than subtropical at this point. And I will say, Brianna, my clicker is just not working at all. So if you can help us move along. We are looking again at the rain, and it's really going to be disruptive, I think, to some weekend plans. It's going to be the kind of activity that's on again and off again. And for those of you here from South Carolina up into North Carolina, we're going to be watching it all weekend long. We may see it make a landfall, but it may just stay very close to the coast until the end of the weekend.
It's going to be tempting to head out on the water too, so we want to give a heads up to boaters. And as we mentioned too, that tropical storm watches are in effect for coastal Carolina down through coastal South Carolina as well. This would be enough of a story to cover, right? But we've also have the incredible severe weather story that we're also going to be following for the next few days. And that's starting with today, but it's been going on, Jen, all week. Take a look at the threat area.
All right, so today a large area in the red zone, damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes again as a risk. And for today, the Torcons are at 4s. We got a 4 in central Oklahoma. We're going to be looking at a 4 again today into parts of Texas, but a 5 now in southwestern Oklahoma and northwestern Texas.
And then you have a 4 out of 10 for northern Texas. And, you know, sometimes you can get a little weary after day upon day of this severe threat. We want everyone to still stay on guard because the setup is still there. We've got this upper level disturbance. And if you've been watching the coverage, the spin that we've been tracking coming out of California is fierce. And that is really going to be the next phase as we get in through tomorrow, because Jen, you can see a lot of the triggers are still in place.
Yeah, the moist flow returning again today. We're going to be looking at that dry line to be one of the things that gets air rising and gets thunderstorms going. And you know, we've got a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. We talk about hail and damaging winds and tornadoes. The flooding threat has been very large lately and continues today. That showed you the available moisture, how much moisture is in the atmosphere. Again, in northern Texas, we've got concerns that we're going to get some flooding rain.
They've been pretty efficient at putting down a lot of rain because some of them have been pretty slow moving, but you take a look at the total rainfall, 3 to 5 inches over the next few days. And as we've seen with all these storms, Jen, easily there are going to be spots that are going to pick up more than that.
And you know, I took a look at some of these counties right here in northern Texas. The flash flood guidance shows that in a 3-hour window, if they get more than even an inch of rain, they're going to get flash flooding. And so you look at this forecast, some spots 5 to 8 inches of rain. Big concerns for flash flooding, and some of the flood watches go all the way until Sunday.
Yeah, so we don't want to underestimate that as part of the whole severe story, but we do have to talk about tomorrow because tomorrow's looking like a pretty big day, and a couple of things, obviously a very similar threat zone, but we want to talk to not just the tornado threat, Jen, but a difference is maybe long tracks. So these may be long-lived storms, long-lived tornadoes.
When you look at this long stretch of severe weather we're in, tomorrow is the day where really everything literally is coming together here. The atmosphere throwing everything at this. So 6s on our Torcons in Kansas and Oklahoma, a 5 again in northwestern Texas for tomorrow. And Sunday is going to be a very busy day into Sunday.
Yeah, and this is Mother's Day. Think about where you're going to be, what time of day your plans are, and have a plan according to that, because in cities like Dallas, Springfield, Missouri, Des Moines, these are all areas that have to be heightened risk areas and have to be on alert.
All right, so we'll have more on this, of course, the severe weather threat for today and beyond into the weekend. And we've got the latest on subtropical storm Ana. Plus.
that doesn't get your heart pounding. New video in from Wednesday's tornado shot from inside a storm shelter. See the full force of a tornado as it happens.
Look like this, feel like this, look like this, feel like this. With DreamWalk insoles, turn shoes that can be a pain into comfortable ones. Their soft cushioning support means you can look like this and feel like this. DreamWalk.
This allergy season, will you be a sound sleeper or a mouth breather? Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and instantly open your nose up to 38% more than allergy medicines alone, so you can breathe and sleep. Shut your mouth and sleep right. Breathe Right.
Doers. They don't worry if something's possible. They just do it. At Sears Optical, we're committed to bringing them eyewear that works as hard as they do. Right now, save up to $200 on eyeglasses. Quality eyewear for doers. Sears Optical.
Let's do this. We start here. Pick up a few of those. Okay, a lot of those. Boom. Spring. Let's do this. 1 quart Vigoril annuals now, 4 for just $10. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Don't miss the movie that critics and audiences are falling in love with.
Are you ready for the best part?
Adeline. Come with me.
Where?
Someplace you've never been. The Age of Adeline. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
It's here. New Fancy Feast broths with chicken. Silky smooth or creamy broths. Now with the real chicken she loves. Never any byproducts or fillers. Being a cat just got more enjoyable. Fancy Feast broths with chicken.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick. Oh, got it.
Encore, the expectation-shattering crossover from Buick.
Wow.
During the Buick Spring Sales Event, pay no interest for 5 years, plus get $750 purchase bonus cash on the 2015 Encore.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time.
Let's get this thing right. This is my one shot.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. The new season starts June 7th, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Joseph A. Bank presents Look Sharp, Save Smart. From Slim Fit to our popular Traveler. Purchase 1 suit and receive 2 additional suits free. Sale ends Tuesday. New tradition since 1905.
Water. We take our showers with it. We make our coffee with it. But we rarely tap its true potential and just let it be itself. Flowing freely into clean lakes, clear streams, and along more freshwater coastline than any other state in the country. Come realize water's true potential. Dive in to the waters of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach, verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200.
America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. A big story that we'll continue to track is that severe weather threat. And you can see for today, it spans from cities like Wichita Falls to Wichita, Kansas, Dallas today as well. Take a look at the timing. We do expect this afternoon and evening, and in some cases like Wichita, Kansas, and into Dallas, that it will get into the overnight hours, or at least the late night hours. So a good time if you haven't already in these areas, because it has been an active few days. Really get your plan together. Make sure you have a way to get warnings. You know we'll be on the air straight through to get you through all of it. So let's kind of fine tune where we're at, where we're looking at for some of the higher risk areas for today. And once again, we find ourselves from Kansas through Oklahoma and into Texas today, especially. A 4 out of 10 for central Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, more. You're in those areas. 4 in 10 chance within 50 miles of seeing a tornado. And you can see a 5 out of 10 for northern Texas, but still a 4 out of 10 as you get into northern central Texas. So what does that mean? It means it's lower on the scale, not zero, but it is still very much a risk. You could at least, at the very least, see some strong thunderstorms with damaging hail too. Breaking down the timing, again, through the midday, the lunch hour, things are fine, but we do expect by the time the kids get off the bus stop, you're heading home from work, the showers and thunderstorms will be going. By overnight tonight, tomorrow morning, Jen, starts a whole nother round of severe weather.
Very busy, very active with severe weather, but also busy in the tropics. Yes, we are tracking a subtropical storm. Ana, in case you missed it, late last night, it got a name for the National Hurricane Center. Its name is Ana, the first one of the season, and we are still preseason. Right now, it has winds of 45 miles per hour. It has been stationary, and just to point out, again, it's subtropical, which means it's a hybrid of between a regular low pressure and a tropical low pressure. All right, it's going to be impacting us here along the southeastern coast right through the weekend. Still about 170 miles offshore. However, already we've been feeling the impacts right along coastal South Carolina.
Yeah, we know those winds have gusted 25, 35 miles per hour, pushing across that high surf and the rip currents. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, under a tropical storm watch through the weekend, and that's where we find our Mike Seidel. And Mike, in one of those pleasant breaks right now, you're seeing actually some sunshine on your face.
Yeah, a lot of sunshine this morning. In fact, today we only have about a 20% chance of rain. It's all well off to the south and southeast side of the system, and that's several hundred miles away. But the surf is up, certainly, running about 3 feet. But what you don't see visually are the rip currents, and we've got red flags up and down the Grand Strand. They don't want anybody in the water beyond maybe their ankles or maybe their calves. Tide is coming in. It's going to be high here in about 10 minutes. Then it will go back out. Looking up and down the beach, there's no major beach erosion at this point, and the winds are blowing north-northeast. There's Old Glory, and they're running gusting as high as 20 miles an hour. So it's just an absolutely gorgeous day. Temperatures now hitting the mid-70s, not too humid, nice. I mean, this is paradise right now. But we're going to have some issues. Let's first take a look at the visible satellite photo, and you can see what I'm talking about. There's a lot of dry air on the east side, the north side, but if you look well off the coast to the south and east, the bubbles there, the white, that's the convection, the showers and storms. It's a question of when does that wrap in, or does it wrap around the east side, the west side, and stay just offshore? So it's a tough forecast on when exactly it's going to rain, but certainly there's going to be some rain, maybe heavy at times, as we get into Saturday and Sunday. Tropical storm watch is up from Edisto Beach, South Carolina, right up through here into Cape Lookout, North Carolina. Rip currents, the big impact, that and dangerous surf. And there are your impacts here in Myrtle Beach through the weekend, through Mother's Day, under that tropical storm watch at this point. We expect whatever there is left to come in south of here. That's the official forecast from the Hurricane Center sometime on Sunday. So again, gusty winds, some occasional showers, squally weather, the rips and the surf. And you know the drill, Jen and Maria. You can get days like this when you don't have, a bona fide, powerful system. And the day before a hurricane makes landfall, it's often very beautiful because of the compensating sinking or subsidence. We'll be here for you, though. Back to you.
Mike Seidel, thank you very much. Coming up, we're also tracking the threat for more severe weather.
Johnny, even after careers like ours, we're still going strong.
What's your secret, Richard?
Blue Emu.
Oh, I've used Blue Emu for over 10 years. I love their odor-free Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray.
Me too. It's got an active ingredient to relieve my muscle aches and joint pains.
And soothing emu oil for those hard-to-reach places.
I knew you was a winner.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Blue Emu, it works fast.
And you won't stink.
Okay, ladies.
I wouldn't think.
Whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Thank you. I got this. Oh, no, I'll get it. Let me get it. I don't want you to pay for this. It's not happening, honey.
Let her get it. She got her safe driving bonus check from Allstate last week, and it's her treat.
What about a tip?
Oh, here's one. Get an Allstate agent.
Nice.
Switch today and get 2 safe driving bonus checks a year for driving safely only from Allstate. Call 866-788-0900 now.
Here we go. Hold on, man. Is that a leak up there?
That's a drip. Now that's a leak.
That is a leak.
And if you don't have Allstate renter's insurance, game over.
Protect your valuables from things like water damage for as low as $4 a month when you add renter's insurance to your Allstate auto policy. Call 866-788-0900 now. And if you're a safe driver, you can save up to 45%.
Just a few more ways Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Call a local Allstate agent today. Need brakes? Pep Boys has the best brake service at the best price. Right now, get $50 off instantly on our Precision Match brake service with state-of-the-art on-car rotary surfacing exclusively at Pep Boys. Trust the boys to get you there.
I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn. Because you can't be zero heartburn.
Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended frequent heartburn medicine for 9 straight years. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
I think about the shape. I think about color. I also think about sound. I take it into my brain and I think about what would it look like to me? My Tin Man has a big toe the size of a house. The lion is small like a toy poodle and has webbed duck feet. And he is very scared of everything. My Scarecrow has wooden teeth, his fingernails are really long, and his clothes have tubes on them. And that's Dorothy. She looks like me.
Everyone has a favorite movie. Now, people with visual disabilities can find theirs. Comcast is proud to introduce the first talking guide from Xfinity.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Bringing you up to date on what we know, we now have that subtropical storm Ana, winds at 45 miles per hour, and no surprise, the official movement, not much of it, stationary, but you can still see it swirling off the southeast coast, occasionally bringing some bands of rainfall, maybe even a few thunderstorms, but we do expect a slow movement over the next few days and eventually perhaps crossing onto land as we get in towards the end of the weekend, never quite making it much stronger than tropical storm strength, but obviously the impacts will continue, the rip currents and the gusty winds along the coast, especially over the next few days, Jen.
We have severe weather, an outbreak expected as we get you tomorrow into Saturday. Let's look at today's forecast. We are looking for more storms with the potential for tornadoes. A 5 on the Torcon in Wichita Falls, a 4 in Wichita, Kansas, and in Dallas, Texas, we've got a 3 on the Torcon. Looking at that timing to be into the evening and tonight. Tomorrow, the risk continues and actually goes up. Wichita Falls, Texas, another 5 on the Torcon. Oklahoma City, a 6, and Dodge City, Kansas, a 6. That's a 60% chance of tornadoes forming with thunderstorms here tomorrow afternoon and evening. Now, as millions prepare for another active severe weather day, families are still cleaning up this morning from 2 days worth of tornadoes.
I mean, at least 11 reported just yesterday, possibly more than 40 struck on Wednesday from Texas all the way to Kansas, including one in Norman, Oklahoma. And its video of this you have to see to believe. Joining us by phone is Christopher Mance, who captured video from inside a tornado from his storm shelter in his garage.
Chris, thanks so much for joining us. I'm glad you are safe. Walk us through what happened as you went into your shelter and then captured video of those harrowing moments.
Well, I closed the door of the shelter. I knew that me and my family were safe, but I wanted to be able to see what was going on, so I just stuck my phone up through the vent with the video on, just to kind of gauge what was going on around me, and captured that video.
And how long was it after that you felt things had calmed down a bit? Did you leave the shelter?
Probably within 3 or 4 minutes. We knew it had passed. I kept sticking the phone back up to see. We'd seen that the wind had died down, and so that's when we opened the shelter up. And my son and I and dozens of neighbors started banding together and clearing debris out of the streets and off people's cars.
Yeah, so you couldn't see out except for your video from your phone, right? Could you see what was happening otherwise?
No, just what I was able to see on the phone screen.
And put in perspective for us, have you been through something like this? Did you know exactly when you needed to get to your shelter?
Well, in Oklahoma, if you live in Oklahoma, you're pretty well prepared for storm season. So we were prepared. The weather stations here and the radio had us well aware that there were severe storms moving into our area. And so we had a good 45 minutes or an hour notice to prepare and get the shelters ready and be ready to go underground.
And Christopher, how much damage did your home receive?
Right now, it looks like we just had some minor damage. We had a tree in our backyard that came apart. And a lot of debris. But as far as any structural damage or roof damage, it doesn't appear that we've had any. There were several houses in the neighborhood that lost a lot of shingles, windows, and that type of thing, garage doors. But we were pretty lucky.
It's incredible video, Christopher. We're so happy that you're okay and your family's okay, and thank you for sharing your story and your video with us. Obviously, he took the warnings very seriously and obviously did very well with that.
And need to be ready again today and tomorrow for more severe weather in this area. So that we'll focus on that coming up here, more about what you can expect here, the timing for specific cities on the severe weather, and we'll check in to see what hurricane hunters are finding as they investigate Tropical Storm Ana.
This program brought to you by LifeLock. You have only one identity, protected with the best.
These days, you may be hearing more about data breaches in the news. It's possible your personal information may be at risk. Research shows that if your information is compromised due to a data breach, you are 6 times more likely to become a victim of identity theft. Now is the time to get protection. Sign up today, and LifeLock will begin monitoring your personal information, including your social security number, alert you about suspicious activity, and, if needed, take steps to help restore your losses.
You only have one identity, protected with the best. LifeLock.
Fact. When pharmacists are in pain, the medicine in Advil is their #1 choice for pain relief. More than the medicines in Tylenol or Aleve. Use the medicine that pharmacists use most for themselves. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
Furnishing your home is a little bit like cooking. My next door neighbor, for instance, she likes things spicy. My best friend, she's into natural organic greens. And Lazy Boy makes all of it. Really, Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Join
join Red Nose Day, a national event to help lift children out of poverty. It's easy. Buy a Red Nose exclusively at Walgreens and start making a difference. It's a good laugh for a good cause. Tune in on May 21st to watch the Red Nose Day benefit live on NBC.
And when you bundle your home and auto insurance through Progressive, you'll save a bundle.
Jamie.
Right.
Make a bad bundle joke, a buck goes in the jar.
I guess that's just how the cookie bundles. Now you're gonna have 2 bundles of joy.
I'm not pregnant.
I'm gonna go.
There you go.
Bundle bee coming. It was worth it.
Saving you a bundle when you bundle. Now that's Progressive.
We could tell you about the years of research and development. How we forged advanced high-strength steel to make the frame stronger yet lighter. The countless hours spent testing the suspension and tuning every sound from the engine to the trunk. But until you get behind the wheel, you have no idea. The completely redesigned Hyundai Sonata.
Got those 2, couple of these, that's... Whoa!
Right now, PetSmart has great deals on select toys and treats you and your kids love. Because pethood's better with a partner.
Think the tree we carved our names in is still here?
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets. Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
Real local.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Real accurate.
This one's going to have some precipitation with it.
Real experts.
Wow, that's the leading edge of the thunderstorm.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on.
Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Tropical Storm Watch is flying from Edisto Beach, South Carolina, up through the Grand Strand to Cape Lookout, North Carolina. I'm meteorologist Mike Seidel. We'll talk about the impacts on your Mother's Day weekend here on the southeast coast. That's all coming up.
And also the severe weather threat. And it's not just tornadoes, hail, and wind, but also flooding.
This is from Gainesville, Texas last night. Shot by NBC's Dylan Dreyer. You could see just how high that water came up, and I know Dylan was talking about how quickly that happened as well.
She said she was pulled over waiting out the rain just like everyone else in Texas. A lot of active weather last night, and it continues today. Thanks for staying with us on Weather Center Live. I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Maria LaRosa. A lot to get to. Aside from the tropical rains there in Texas, we have the severe weather. That's possibility of hail and tornadoes.
Yeah, we need to start with that, where we've got another day of tornado threats that have families on edge, especially in northern Texas, all the way up through Oklahoma and Kansas. So we've got a Torcon of 3 today for you in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Farther north in Kansas, we've got a Torcon of 4 in place for Wichita, and we are looking at a 5 in Wichita Falls, Texas. This is just a day after damaging winds and hail and tornadoes lashed here throughout the area.
And it's a good time to think about now what your plan is if you haven't already, because we do think it's later in the day today, towards the evening, the overnight, that we'll start to see the biggest thunderstorms start to shape up.
And it's a continued threat. So this multi-day threat continues today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Oklahoma City, for us, we've got storms in the forecast starting today, big time tomorrow, and continuing on Sunday. A break comes after that, but we've really got 3 busy days to get through first.
And this is after several busy days as well. And so, you know, it's sometimes exhausting to be on high alert for so long, but we ask you, you know, continue what you're doing, have that plan, because it is going to be in through tonight and tomorrow. And when you talk about a lot of plans for Mother's Day, it does include Mother's Day. Sometimes people for the weekend kind of tune out a little bit. We don't want you to do that.
Graduation parties, etc. Brianna, I got to ask you again here. The clicker is not happy with me today, or I'm not happy with it. But to talk about the severe weather risk that we're dealing with here, we want to make sure you know everything that's coming together. And the red zone for today really encompasses a large area, all the way from Texas up into Oklahoma and Kansas. Similar areas that we've been watching for the past several days.
And we can't emphasize enough that, yeah, we're focusing on the tornado threat, obviously, but there's a lot of heavy rain, there's a lot of damaging winds, and also that large hail. A lot of that we saw yesterday, size of tennis balls, reported in some spots.
All right, so the Torcons for today, it's a number that goes from 0 to 10, assesses the tornado risk. 4 in Oklahoma down to southwestern Oklahoma. There's a 5 that includes up to the Texas Panhandle, and a 4 in much of central northern Texas.
All right, and again, it's today and through this evening. The problem is, as we head into the weekend, we're getting an added punch. We've been watching the spin out across California. That's going to swing on through, and it's working with already really, really deep moisture, so that's available. You're not shutting down any of the big triggers.
All right, so today we're going to be watching for, again, the dry line to be one of the triggers. This warm front will be another one of the triggers. We're looking for anything that will get air rising and get thunderstorms building tall up into the sky, and that's going to happen today. Will there be jet stream energy at play as well? Tomorrow, though, even more activity is going to develop, simply because everything is coming together. That big upper level low that you saw there in the west, that comes in, and that provides a lot of upper level support to strengthen the storms tomorrow.
And we're concerned here about tomorrow, not only the territory covered, but the individual storms themselves could be long track. We talk about long track being long distance that these storms survive and continue.
All right, so we've got big Torcons out there, 6s in Kansas and Oklahoma, 5 for you in northwestern Texas. And already this week, Oklahoma City ravaged by tornadoes. Communities were flattened.
And our Dave Malkoff is in Bridge Creek, Oklahoma, with the latest on how people are coping with the damage.
For the people who live in a neighborhood called Barrington Park, the tornado was just the start of their problems. Josh and Katie Longest live here, or should I say they used to. Together with their 3 little kids, they rode it out in this tiny metal box.
It was loud, the kids were screaming and crying.
The house came apart on them, wind howling, pressure dropping.
My kids kept saying that our ears hurt. It hurts, Mommy, it hurts.
We were trapped in here because this latch had fallen shut and debris had landed on it.
This is their neighbor. He deserves a hug. Wayne Blethrow, the hero of Barrington Park, who has no storm shelter.
I rode it out in the house in the bathroom.
See, seconds after that tornado passed, Wayne went running all the way to that shelter next door. It was covered in bricks and a heavy garage door.
I grabbed it up and pulled it out.
Inside, things were not good. Flash floodwaters were rushing in. There was a gas leak as well.
It was like a waterfall. It was just coming in on all edges, just pouring in. There was nowhere you could sit in here where water was not dripping on you.
It was still raining pretty hard and still a little bit of wind.
As soon as I heard his voice and knew somebody was out there, it was an instant relief. I knew somebody knew where we were at, then they were going to work hard to get us out.
They were ready to come out.
Let's talk about the scope of this for a second. You can notice all of this debris hanging from trees was once part of someone's home. Every single home in this neighborhood sustained some kind of damage, but the only number you really need.
And the National Weather Service did a preliminary storm report on that. So far, it's been rated an EF2 on that Bridge Creek tornado in the Oklahoma City area.
When you look at that family, they did everything right.
Yeah,
so we still want you to be safe like that and pay attention to the warnings. But, you know, we're dealing with the severe weather, but we also have the tropic Officially, subtropical storm Ana. Max winds at 45 miles per hour. It's not moving, according to the National Hurricane Center, officially stationary. You can see it, how it's just spinning there off the southeast coast. But the concentration of the showers and the thunderstorms continues to be on the south side of this storm. So with that in mind, we're still seeing a few bands from time to time come on shore, places like Myrtle Beach. We've been checking with Mike Seidel. But you can see the official track from us. We're looking at landfall still happening at some point as we get into the later part of the weekend. That includes Mother's Day.
Yeah, this is significant. You go back early to weather records for early in the season storms. I mean, it happens that we get these subtropical or tropical storms, but we haven't seen a landfall this early in the season as far back as records have been kept. So certainly that would be significant. Now we look at the winds. The winds are not likely to get much more than 40 miles per hour. However, it's just the days and days of the wind and the surf and everything which would be the most impactful to us in the southeast.
So at this point, we do have some of the tropical storm watches. They go from some of the North Carolina coast down through the southeast coast. And this is all areas, too, that we're concerned about the rip currents. And as a matter of fact, they have kind of highlighted a rip current risk all the way down to Florida. So that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, again, days and days of the sea getting churned up here by this thing. And so because it is just meandering, it almost would be better if it just got to move on, right, and made it into to shore. We're going to be tracking this right through the weekend, affecting, of course, your weekend plans here. We're also going to be watching what's happening as we continue to track the latest on some active weather out there, including the severe weather across the plains.
All right, so you may be asking too, how do they figure out what's happening in a storm, especially one that's still, 170 miles offshore? And the hurricane hunters drop what is called a dropsonde. It's an instrument that literally goes through the layers of the atmosphere, taking readings the entire way.
Sort of the opposite of a weather balloon, right? So instead of going up, it goes down. But same kind of thing where you've got a package of instruments. It's 16 inches long. It weighs less than a pound. It's about 2 3/4 inches in diameter. All the weather instruments you need are contained right in this thing.
And you think about what you need to know: pressure, humidity, temperature, and all of this information gets fed back and also put into computer models.
All right, so there is a GPS antenna and receiver, so we know where it is, and also the information can be transmitted there.
But also, obviously, this is important to forecasting what this storm will do, which is why it's important that hurricane hunters are able to drop an instrument like this right into the storm.
All right, let's show you what it looks like out there right now in Myrtle Beach, where we are looking at the waves kicking up here. A couple people on the beach. No rain here just yet.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Who needs a witness when you set the world in motion? The Ram ProMaster van. And introducing the all-new Ram ProMaster City. Purpose-built to help you run the town. Ram.
Come on, buddy, arms up.
Why'd you have to put on a sweater?
Because we are going out to brunch.
Why?
Because it's Mother's Day, and on Mother's Day, sometimes you have to wear things that you don't like to wear. And now we get to drive and sit in traffic, go to a fancy restaurant, and order a bunch of overpriced entrees that are really small. Things like quiche, which is egg pie, believe it or not.
Make her Mother's Day meal special by making it yourself.
So nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet Santa Mas nice. So nice, so nice. Send cry full of pure vibes.
To experience your Virgin Islands nice, book one of our packages today.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with K9 Advantix 2. Its broad spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. K9 Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
Listen up. I'm reworking the menu. Veggies, you're cool. Mayo, corn dogs, you are so out of here.
The complete balanced nutrition of great tasting Ensure, with 9 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals.
And now, with twice as much vitamin D, which up to 90% of people don't get enough of.
Oh, the sunshine vitamin. Ensure now has 2 times more vitamin D to support strong bones. Ensure, take life in.
When it comes to good nutrition, I'm no expert. That would be my daughter.
Hi, Dad.
She's a dietitian. And back when I wasn't eating right, she got me drinking Boost. It's got a great taste, and it helps give me the nutrition I was missing, helping me stay more like me.
Boost Complete Nutritional Drink has 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D to support strong bones, and 10 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, all with a delicious taste.
Grandpa!
Stay strong, stay active with Boost.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
For 2 days only at Men's Warehouse, the Big 50 event is on. This Friday and Saturday, take an additional 50% off all clearance items. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more. Only at Men's Warehouse.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Don't miss the movie that critics and audiences are falling in love with.
Are you ready for the best part?
Come with me.
Where?
Someplace you've never been. The Age of Adeline. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
Let's do this. We start here, talk to her, pick up some of that, a few of those. Okay, a lot of those. Then dirt, plants, water, just a little time, and then boom. Spring. Big time. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere. 1 quart Vigoril annuals now 4 for just $10. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
All right, news here. A tornado watch, the first of the day, has now been issued. This includes the Texas Panhandle and parts of New Mexico. In it is Amarillo and Lubbock, and some very large hail, storms with damaging winds, and also there's a tornado threat in this area.
Yeah, we want to say that watch means heads up. Watch out. Conditions are favorable. We don't have warnings in this area now, but obviously conditions are favorable for severe storms and perhaps tornadoes. So already the day is underway. That could be very stormy later.
All right, that watch goes until 5 o'clock this evening here. And we're also, of course, tracking the tropics. Subtropical storm Ana out there churning off the southeastern coast. We've got winds of 45 miles per hour. We are only about 20 minutes away from a new advisory coming in from the National Hurricane Center.
And you can see right now, yeah, it's still spinning off the southeast coast. There have been a couple days now. We've been feeling some of the effects of this swirl along the coast, including in South Carolina and Charleston to Wrightsville Beach. Areas that could be under that tropical storm watch now for the next few hours.
All right, the last time we saw a subtropical storm this early was in 2012. So it's been a couple years since we've started the season so early. We've got meteorologist Mike Seidel, who is out there on the beach in Myrtle Beach. And Mike, you know, it is early, certainly. What's the
This is the earliest I've ever been out for any kind of subtropical or tropical system. I've done early June. A couple years ago. In fact, that was the only system we covered all year. That was a tropical storm that kind of grazed the west coast of Florida, and then the rest of the season there was really nothing for the U.S. mainland. But out here, they've been leading a charmed life too. They have not activated the Emergency Operations Center in the state of South Carolina or here in Horry County, the home county for Myrtle Beach, since Hannah back in 2008. And it seems highly unlikely they'll be activating it this time. Surf is up. That's going to be the big concern. With weak tropical systems or subtropical systems, what we often see, most of the impacts are right here at the beach. beach erosion, rip currents. Surf now running 2 to 3 feet. A glorious day because all the convection is off the coast. High tide right now, and it'll head on out. Right now, we don't have any issues. We haven't lost any beach that I can see here in Myrtle. Let's go down the coast to Hilton Head Island, where there are a lot of folks out on the beach there in much the same situation. You want to stay out of the water and stay safe. Enjoy the sunshine. The breezes today are gusting 15 to 20 miles an hour. And can I show you what they've done out here, because they don't have their full complement of lifeguards yet until Memorial Day. But they've got the no swimming sign up here, and that's to tell people to stay out of the water because it's just too risky, especially with the lifeguards way down there and the other one's about 3 or 4 blocks that way. You gotta do that. So on the satellite loop and radar, you can see what I'm talking about. A lot of dry air on the west side, the north and northeast side. All the convection right now is down on the south and southeast side. We'll get another update from the Hurricane Center before 11 o'clock Eastern time. So the impacts here at Myrtle Beach continue. The surf issues. Surf, risk of some beach erosion, the rip currents, and there will be some rain and thunderstorms. Don't think it's going to be like this right on through Mother's Day. That's not going to be the case. It's just a wait and see to see what wraps around the west side and what gets to the coast. And right now, the official forecast brings the system onshore south of here on Sunday morning. So Maria and Jen, make the best of this kind of weather. This is just glorious.
I know, yeah, you have to.
It's a bonus day, even though we're under a tropical storm watch.
As you almost lose your hat there, Mike, in that wind from that subtropical storm. Have you seen any signs in town of like, Anna, don't come here, you froze my heart kind of thing? Any kind of signs of that?
No, not. I mean, really, you wouldn't know, obviously, looking at the picture here on TV that we're under a tropical storm watch, or we have a subtropical storm 170 miles off the coast. As you know, this is we're on the fringe of a weak system, and this is what you get sometimes, a beautiful beach day.
All right, Mike Seidel, I personally love that he's not getting sandblasted, but still bringing some very good information to us. Thank you, Mike.
All right, so coming up here, we'll talk more, of course, about Anna through the morning, but we'll break down the threat for severe weather and tornadoes, and not to mention some significant snow in the west.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Hurry! There's a hot offer for heartburn sufferers. Now try Zantac free at ZantacOffers.com. Hurry! It's free this week only. No pill relieves heartburn faster. Get Zantac free at ZantacOffers.com.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
My kid's still in school.
And it just hit us.
This was it.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things are just going everywhere. It wasn't a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come. Currently in our area, 81 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I know, I used 3 strips of tape. Gorilla Packaging Tape. Of course.
Gorilla Packaging Tape is 2 times thicker and 50% wider to hold with just 1 strip for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Gorilla Glue, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Make the journey as extraordinary as the destination. The exquisitely designed Lexus ES and ES Hybrid. Unforgettable. Get 0.9% financing on the 2015 ES 350. See your Lexus dealer.
Look like this. Feel like this. Look like this. Feel like this. With DreamWalk insoles, turn shoes that can be a pain into comfortable ones. Their soft cushioning support means you can look like this and feel like this. DreamWalk.
You could sit at your computer and read all about zero-turn mowers. Click, scroll, tweet, or you could just sit on a John Deere Z435 Easy Track and feel its power. You'll know it'll get the job done fast. When it's time to pick a mower, you've got to get on one. Visit your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today. Sign up to take your turn on an Easy Track zero-turn mower at your John Deere dealer and save $100 on your purchase.
There are no medals won for earning a living. It's just what you do for family. But it's hard to build a future if you can't see past today. That's why Walmart is investing in the most important part of our company, our people. Because a raise in pay raises us all.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
As former firemen, we learned the key to doing a great job was to work well together.
It's also the key to making a great sandwich.
Take our turkey bacon ranch sub, pile high with smoked turkey breast, sharp cheddar cheese, creamy peppercorn ranch, then top with bacon.
Or try our Hook and Ladder Light. Starts at just $5.49. Like all our subs, a perfect balance of ingredients working well together.
If only you and your barber could work so well together.
At least I still need one.
Please.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
All right, busy couple days ahead here. Today into tomorrow into Sunday. Today, the tornado risk for Wichita Falls, Texas. We have a 5 on the Torcon. Wichita, Kansas, a 4, and Dallas, Texas, a 3. And you can see the timing in all of these spots, the afternoon and into the evening. But Wichita, Kansas, and Dallas, that threat continues into tonight. Overnight storms, always very dangerous, sometimes deadly. We want to make sure you have everything you need. So let's go through the severe weather for today and what you can expect. So we are looking at a city like Oklahoma City, again under the gun for severe weather. After tornadoes 2 days ago, we've got that risk back again today. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, thunderstorms with possible tornadoes. Saturday is an especially strong day, but today is going to be busy too. We have our first tornado watch of the day already out. That's for parts of the Panhandle of Texas. We're going to be watching the red zone for today to go all the way up into Kansas and back down into central and southern Texas. San Angelo, Dallas, you're in it. Oklahoma City, you are in it. A 4 in central Oklahoma. That is a Torcon for today across this area. We're also looking at southwestern Oklahoma and northwestern Texas. A 5 there and a 4 in northern and central Texas on the Torcon for today. All right, so that's the risk that we're looking at for today, but we continue to watch concerns for tomorrow. We're expecting an outbreak. Some of the same cities in the risk area, but these numbers are a little bit higher. Wichita Falls, another 5 for tomorrow. Oklahoma City, a 6, and Dodge City, Kansas, a 6 on the Torcon. We will see storms with tornadoes. Some of those could likely be on the ground for a long time. They could be strong and violent tornadoes. So big concerns for you tomorrow. And then Sunday, which is Mother's Day, we've got a Torcon of 5 in Dallas all day long, watching at that risk. Springfield, Missouri, now into the mix. You've got a 3, and Des Moines, Iowa, now into the mix. A 5 on the Torcon on Sunday. So a very busy weekend ahead, and we're going to be looking for thunderstorms out there, of course, as our top story. But there's a lot lot going on. I mean, you look at our weather map, we've got subtropical storm Ana, we've got our severe weather outbreak across the plains, we've got snow in the Rockies, and that snow is going to be adding up to more than a foot or 2 feet of snow for some, especially in parts of Wyoming, up into South Dakota. And this thing right here, which brought a little bit of hail to Southern California this morning, that is going to be the energy that crosses over, gives us the snow, and also helps to bring out that severe weather across the plains. I mean, you look at the snowfall. It is May. It does happen in May, but still 1 to 2 feet of snow in places like Rapid City is definitely a big deal and will be very impactful. All right, for more on our other top story, let's talk more about what's happening in the tropics, Maria.
I feel like I have to say the same thing. You know, May, it happens, right? May snow happens, and May tropical systems, or in this case, subtropical systems, happen. It's not that often, but it can indeed do that. Let's take a look at some of the impacts, and we take you through Sunday. Yes, it's going to be that long that we're going to be dealing with Ana. Periods of rain, some of that may be heavy at times. Specifically, we're talking about Myrtle Beach, gusty winds, rough surf, and rip current. So we continue to talk about that. If you're taking a weekend away along the coast, we're not discouraging that. Just make sure you stay aware. A great tip if you are a visitor along the coast, get to know what county you're in. So if you see and you're watching us from your hotel room and you see some information about a county, you know that is meant for you. Now, here are the stats. Winds are 45 miles per hour. It's not moving very much officially from the National Hurricane Center. And notice the flare up of color here on our satellite picture. So a lot of the thunderstorms and the heaviest rain on the south side of the storm, but we're still getting a few bands from time to time. Now, going forward over the next few days, you can see what the models are trying to lock in on. They all kind of get it in that general direction towards the South Carolina coast over the next few days. Exact placement, still, you know, a little bit of room for error there. But again, timing wise, it looks like later on into the weekend that will be the case. But it's kind of, you know, just a subtle detail there where it's going to be. The long-term impacts continue to be the winds and the rough surf. There you have the official path somewhere between Charleston and Wrightsville. We already have the tropical storm watches posted from the Outer Banks down to Charleston, especially for along the coast. And you can see the winds here as that low continues to drive those northerly winds. So that rip current risk, yes, it's been in place over the last few days and will continue to be that. Let's take a live look at Myrtle Beach, where we're in a little bit of a break, seeing some sunshine, temps into the 70s. And Jen, we've been talking with Mike Seidel, calling it a nice beach day right now.
You just can't go swimming. As the flag says, no swimming. Yeah, concerns in the water, first and foremost, from the subtropical storm. Now, more to come on the coastal threat from Ana.
Plus a significant tornado threat through the Central Plains. We show you this incredible video and talk about the new watch that's been posted.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under fair skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
New tornado watch, first one of the day, now issued for parts of the Texas Panhandle and a little bit of New Mexico. Large hail, maybe 3.5-inch in diameter hail, very strong winds and tornadoes, all possible. This watch goes until 5 o'clock this evening. And welcome back to Weather Center Live. It is Friday, May the 8th. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Maria LaRosa. A lot to get to. It's not just the severe weather or the snow for that matter, but obviously the tropics too.
We have huge stories out here today. 170 miles off the South Carolina coast. we are watching subtropical storm Ana. We're standing by for hurricane hunters to send back some new data at this hour. We need to find out if Ana has picked up any steam at all. It's been pretty stationary. And of course, we want to know what those wind speeds are as well.
And we know it's been gusty, those winds along beaches like Myrtle Beach, and you can see that live picture on the right. Rough surf there. The East Coast definitely bracing, continuing to brace for that heavy rain. Those gusty winds continuing, high surf, and the rip currents.
All right, so let's take a look at the threats that we have from subtropical storm Ana. And in case you missed it, it got its name last night from the National Hurricane Center. We are going to be looking for this to be with us right through the weekend. And as you see in the forecast for cities like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, we've got gusty winds, we've got showers, maybe thunderstorms right through the entire weekend.
And we know that this is not going to be nonstop, right? We're not going to see a washout out of a weekend, but good heads up because it's a lot of people, I'm sure, are visiting, getting away for Mother's Day weekend. So good to know that kind of information.
Exactly. So you can see right now, actually, you put on the satellite picture, a lot of the brighter colors on the satellite, which indicates the taller clouds and where the thunderstorms are actually on the south side. So there's not much in terms of rain affecting the shore right now.
And that's part of what Ana has been dealing with, some of that drier air trying to move in. And right now you can see that sort of working its way on its western side. But as far as the stats go, yes, we have max winds at 45 miles per hour, but we've been watching this pretty much in the same place for the last few days, and it hasn't moved, and it's not forecast to move a lot.
Exactly. All right, so you can see as we put on a projected path, there's not going to be a lot of change in its movement until we get to the end of the weekend. This is Sunday morning, getting closer to the coast, winds at about 45 miles per hour still, so not expecting a lot of strengthening either.
And with that said, continued impacts, though, that we've seen the last few days, and that includes occasional showers. You see that through tomorrow, we do expect the center of the low, which is one of those details that, of course, we've got to talk about, but it's still the widespread impacts. We do think that center is going to cross onto land later on this weekend, perhaps along the South Carolina coast.
And, you know, we are going to get the chance for tropical storm force conditions. Winds are going to be 35 miles per hour plus here. And if you get in some of these rain bands, it's not going to be comfortable to be outside. Not that you're going to be in it all weekend, but there is those bands that will rotate in, and you can see in the forecast we'll get that chance today, tomorrow, right into Sunday.
And you get beyond that, and then things, you know, start to move a little bit further north and inland. So Raleigh may be getting in on some of Ana's range. You know, you kind of put that air quotes there, and then even scattered showers and thunderstorms on into Mother's Day, all the way from, say, Savannah, Hilton Head on up into the Outer Banks and Raleigh.
I mean, there's nothing to kick it out. It's been so nice in the Northeast, right? That's one of the factors, that high pressure keeping this here. It's been nice in the rest of the Southeast, also blocking. So this thing is really stuck here for the weekend. There's nothing to move it along just yet.
And if you've been watching too, that's been pretty consistent out of the north or so, but that is still a decent stretch, a decent fetch of wind that's going to continue to keep that current risk pretty high.
You know, I think because it's churning up the water, and then you have like direction of this wind creating that long current too, so you get that sort of sloshing, and I think that's even more dangerous than just a straight on, you know, onshore flow. So big concerns in the water. The no swimming signs that you saw in Myrtle Beach, I'm sure they're up along the coastline. Heed them. Be safe out there this weekend.
And we go from one spin producing tropical weather to another spin that's going to be severe weather. And today, keeping an eye on Wichita Falls, Wichita, Kansas, as well as Dallas with torcons on the map.
All right, so big numbers out there. A 5 in Wichita Falls, 4 in Wichita, Kansas, and 3 in Dallas. We are looking at the severe weather threat again today. This multi-day outbreak, which we've been talking about, continues today and right into the weekend. Oklahoma City, another day for thunderstorms for you today, and especially tomorrow. Strong storms expected, severe weather expected, and then the Sunday, we're not out of the woods just yet.
And you look at this kind of map and you get a little overwhelmed that it's going to be nonstop, but there are a couple of key times and key areas that we want everyone to focus in. And one of those areas, certainly very similar to the last few days, is this area in red, Wichita, Dodge City, all the way down to San Angelo. Severe weather is possible, but it's in particular that tornado risk that we want to bring to everyone's attention.
Central Oklahoma, a 4 on the Torcon, a 40% chance of tornadoes forming in this area.
And that's today. We have a 5 for southwest Oklahoma and northwest Texas on the Torcon today.
And also down into central northern Texas, a 4 as well. So that tornado risk is there, but large damaging hail, another concern, the winds, I mean, and the rain, Maria, we've seen so much rain out there. And again, today we could see that.
And we touched on the snow component. That has to do with all that cold air that's diving down with the help of that upper level disturbance that we've been watching like a bowling ball come out of California. And that's what's really going to take all those ingredients kind of up a notch for tomorrow.
Yeah, so anyone watching from California might have noticed a little bit of rain, which you don't see it much these days, right? It's all related to what's going to happen this weekend across the plains.
And there's a lot of deep moisture, one of the key ingredients when you're looking at at showers and thunderstorms. There's a lot of deep moisture in some of those areas that we're looking at the highest potential for not just severe weather, but the tornadoes.
So Dallas and areas north of there, I was looking at the flash flood guidance, and especially north up along the Red River, they can barely handle an inch of rain in a 3-hour window before flash flooding happens. And I mean, this is just an estimate, right, of what we think is going to happen, but a total of 3 to 5 inches of rain. We might get an inch today, another inch and a half tomorrow, and another close to inch and a half on Sunday. So we certainly have that flooding concern.
And if you think about when that's coming, it's probably coming very quickly with those thunderstorms. So flash flooding definitely a concern. As Jen mentioned, 3 to 5 inches over a pretty large area that have already seen their fair share of very heavy rain producing thunderstorms.
Crazy that that's the drought area too, right? But it's just too much at once. All right, tomorrow's forecast. We are expecting a severe weather outbreak. Red zone goes all the way up through Kansas into Nebraska and then southward into Texas. Big numbers on the Torcons.
And that kind of conveys what we're talking about, the seriousness of it and kind of that level that we want everyone to be at. Central Kansas, central Oklahoma at a 6 for tomorrow, and for northwest Texas, again, a 5 out of 10.
All right, so we'll continue following this for you and give you the latest updates on the forecast, plus this.
Just incredible new video from Wednesday's tornado shot from inside a storm shelter. See the full force of a tornado as it happens next.
There's a big difference between retirement and a secure retirement. Well, you may be standing right in front of the difference, knowing that everything's going to be all right. It's your home. Turning your home's equity into tax-free cash when you need it is a simple way to eliminate your existing monthly